Time for another fragrance video to keep my channel active. I'm going to switch it up on you guys. Remember, if you like these videos, if you like the open shirt with the pajamas, switching it up on the style, like, sub, silly comment, share the video if you want to support the channel, blah, 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 blah. Let's relax with this bizarre mix mash of attire. So people always like these top complimented fragrance videos, or the most craziest fragrance compliments you've ever gotten or anything like that. So let's do mine again. Let's go through some list of weird comments I've gotten, maybe noticeable comments that I've gotten throughout the years. And I wish I had more crazy ones, but you know, it's been COVID for the past couple of years. And as the years have gone on, I just don't have the kind of disposable income to care. And with health, it's kind of, you know, I'm only going out so much, and it's like, I just want to wear what I want to wear anyway. But let's talk about some fragrances and if they're interesting compliments, if you guys will like it at all. Anyway, Pure Malt. Pure Malt is definitely one of my most complimented fragrances of all time. It smells unique. It performs well. It demands attention. What are the best compliments I've ever gotten on Pure Malt? I think the most interesting one would be something like I smell like a good chocolate fruit roll-up, something like that. I remember, I don't know, that sticks out to me. I got a compliment, something like, wow, you smell like a really good chocolate fruit roll-up or something like that. And I just thought that was like an interesting comment. And I think the other compliment that really sticks out to me is, and it's weird because I even remember exactly where in a store it happened. This girl was just telling me how that I smelled like a rich person because I just smelled so different. And she was like, well, what are you wearing? Where did you get it? Like, you smell rich. You don't smell like a normal person or something like that. So I remember that because it was a weird compliment. Next one, Aventus. Aventus. What would be the weirdest or most memorable compliment I've ever gotten on Aventus? I would say the most memorable compliment I've ever gotten on Aventus is I probably literally got like 10 compliments in one day, and I was walking around the mall one day and I got stopped by so many people that eventually told me how good I smelled. Someone came up to me, or maybe it was a few, I guess it's been a while, I don't remember exactly, and they actually asked if I was famous or something because they saw so many people come up to me, and I guess they thought I was famous or something. So that's the most memorable compliment that I've gotten on Aventus. Someone saw other people coming up to me and complimenting me how good I smelled, and then someone else came up to me like, are you famous? Why are these people coming up to you? So does that count? I don't know if that counts as an Aventus compliment, but hey, it's one. Dolce Gabbana The One. Possibly my favorite fragrance of all time. I'm actually wearing it today. I still think the EDT smells better than the EDP. The most memorable compliments I've ever gotten on this is I did have that cliche people say they've gotten their neck licked or something. I remember a girl was just licking me all over, and man, she got a whiff of her. She got it all in her mouth, and she's like, she's like, it's in my mouth now. And the other one would be, I was on my phone, and I've told this story a few times on my YouTube. This girl came up to me, and I don't know if she was on drugs or something like that. I mean, I don't know if I was just looking that cool this day, but she was really trying to sell me something, or she was really horny because she came up to me and she started like unbuttoning my shirt. She was trying to get real fresh with me real quick. And she was like, oh my God, you smell so fucking good. And she's just like unbuttoning my shirt. Broad daylight too, dude. Again, it was so obnoxiously flirting with me. I don't know if she was trying to sell me something or she was just completely fucked up on something. But I was wearing Dolce Gabbana The One that day. Lamar, God, I don't know if I have any like crazy compliments about Lamar. But I wrote it down because something that sticks out to me about Lamar is I had this friend, and he used to be one of those crazy sprayers, and I've seen him spray like it was probably like every day he'd put on 20-25 sprays. And I guess this is me. Maybe this is my compliment for that, because I was like, dude, that's ridiculous, but thank God you actually smell really fucking good. So I don't know. That kind of counts for me. I can't think of any crazy compliments that stick out to me about Lamar other than you smell good. But unless I'm forgetting one, but that's a story that sticks out to me about Lamar. 1 million. The weirdest compliment I've ever gotten on 1 million is, I've told the story before, someone said, "You smell really good, but you smell really fake. Like, you don't smell like a real smell." I still remember that because it was just weird. La Nuit. La Nuit, the best compliment I ever remember about getting that is, and the thing is, I think I only put on like 2 sprays or something, and I had gone to a party, and a couple of people came up to me, and they're like, "Wow, you smell really good. What are you wearing?" And then later on in the party, like, other people were like, "Dude, we smelled you right when you came in, and you smell so good right now." So that was crazy. This is like an OG formulation though. So that stuck out to me because you're thinking you're at a party, and it wasn't like a huge party. God, I don't fucking remember. I'm sure there was only 20, maybe 30 people there. It wasn't a huge party, but I remember that. Pure Havane, weirdest compliment. Again, a lot of people say they get a ton of compliments on Pure Havane. Not something I've gotten a lot of compliments on, but something that sticks out to me is I was at the phone store. I remember I was at the phone store, and this like stoner guy came up to me. Again, I know I'm not no homo, but hey, I'll take a compliment as a compliment. I'll take it, dude. And this stoner dude came up. He's like, "Dude, are you wearing Amen?" And I was shocked. And I've told this story before. And I'm like, I'm not wearing Amen, but it is Pure Havane. It's like, a different kind of Amen, right? A flanker of it. And that's just something weird because he's like, "Dude, are you wearing Amen?" And he's like, "I love that smell," or something like that. That was weird. True story though. So does that count? I mean, Pure Havane. I mean, I guess I've had someone else say that I smelled really manly too before, I guess, but I don't know. New Harlem. God, I wrote it down. I feel like just because it's like a cliche one, it's one of those people say you smell good, but you kind of smell foodie. I don't know. Guess Seductive. I've said Guess Seductive. I got so many compliments on this earlier on in my fragrance journey that the most interesting comment I ever got on this fragrance is I was out with a girl and we were walking around and we were trying out fragrances just to see what she liked, and she told me it was only okay. And it blew my fucking mind because it was the first time a girl ever told me she did not love it. Like, I can't even remember the last time I wore Guess Seductive because I was just wearing it as a dumb reach at one point because so many people loved it. But that just goes to show you how many fucking compliments I got on Guess Seductive that finally when a girl told me she just thought it smelled okay, I thought it was insane. It was insane to me. I couldn't fucking believe it. Anyway, VIP 212 Men. Interesting compliments about that. I don't know. I was around some like young girls. That sounded kind of weird. Well, how young, Clayton? How young? They could drive. Settle down, motherfucker. And they it was like, we were out. I think we were like at the park or something like this. And I remember it was just like me, some guys, and some other girls. And some other girls like, "Wow, that's my favorite smell. That's my favorite smell." And it's like, and they're like, I think they literally said that's my favorite smell, like Dolce and Gabbana The One. I love that. And I'm like, oh, it's actually something else. But, I feel like if someone says it's their favorite smell and it's something else, it's at least a compliment, even if it's not even in the same vein. I don't know. CH Men. Not something that's really talked about a lot in the fragrance community, but I can say when I've done taste test, smell test with people before, it is a fragrance that a lot of fucking girls like. The most amazing compliments I ever can say about this one, man, I've gotten a lot, is I was at a party once, and I remember there was some girl, she was at we were actually at this comment, we had rented the presidential suite, and she was at like this bar, and I had walked in and I was with some other people, and she turned around and she's like, "Who smells so good right now? I can't stand it." And she turned around and then she looked and she's like, "Oh, it's Clayton. It's got to be Clayton." And she's like, "Never mind." And she's like, "Oh, I should have known it's Clayton, right?" And another thing I got, and I have had girls when I've worn this before, I had the cliche, I don't remember her exact words. One girl's like, you smell so good right now, I want to suck you off, or you smell so good, I want to get on my knees for you right now, something like that. CH Man. Millicent Imperial, the best compliment I ever got on this, or the most interesting compliment I told before, is I actually got a compliment on it. I've only gotten a handful of compliments ever on Millicent Imperial in my entire life. And you know, take that with a grain of salt, because again, because of health, I'm not always out. You know what I mean? So, and compliments can be random. So I know there's going to be some Creed fanboys that are going to be really weird about that. But the most interesting compliment I can say or comment that ever happened with me with Millicent Imperial would be someone complimented me on me when I was wearing it. And I was so shocked. I was like, I know, I think you're talking about someone else. It can't be me. And she's like, oh no, it's you. I guess that just goes to show you how many compliments I've gotten on it. Sorry, excuse me. Eros, another super popular, a lot of compliments. Excuse me, sorry again. The most interesting compliment I ever got on Eros was, I told the story. I was hanging out with a girl one time, and when we were leaving each other, she came up to me and she said something like, I just got to hug you one more time. And she's like, blah, 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 and she was like, put her face in my chest and my neck. And she's like, and she's like, I just want you all over my face right now. You smell so good. She's like, I just want to smell you when I get home and have you all over me. And so that is the best Eros compliment I've ever gotten, I guess. Silver Mountain Water, the best compliment I ever got in Silver Mountain Water. And I have gotten a lot of compliments on Silver Mountain Water. Best compliment I've ever gotten Silver Mountain Water would be, this girl came up to me and she said I smelled so good that I was making her dizzy, and she like pulled me over. She's like, you got to sit me down somewhere because you smell so good I can't even stand up right now. And so that was her pickup line, I guess, on me. Back to Black. I wish I had interesting compliments to say about that one, because, you know, people are always like, oh, it's an amazing compliment, Ghetto, right? In my experience, it's not really, but I can say I feel like every compliment that I've gotten on it, the girl has said that even if she likes it, I smell like baby powder. So I don't know if that's interesting to anyone else. Tobacco Vanille, I've definitely gotten compliments on Tobacco Vanille. I can't really pick out anything super interesting other than just, I wish I had an interesting compliment. I can't think of a super interesting compliment other than that you smell good, or like who smells good, and then like, wow, it's you, like what are you wearing, kind of thing, right? Nothing too crazy. I wish I had a better story, because of course I love it, but I can't think of any obscure story. Amber Absolute. I always feel like the story I tell about Amber Absolute is, there's this girl, and you know, younger girl, and of course I'm sure she doesn't give a fuck about if it's a $300 fragrance, whatever. And she's like, wow, what are you wearing today? Because you smell so good, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It was at night though, and I think this was like, it was way many hours after I'd already sprayed it. So you're only getting that whisper every time there was like a gust of wind, and that probably is the best time for the fragrance anyway, right? Tuscan Leather. Can I think of an interesting Tuscan Leather fragrance? I feel like definitely Tuscan Leather is something that I definitely get compliments on, but I feel like the most interesting Tuscan Leather story I have is I actually, and again, that story I told, there is one girl I talked to who told me she likes ombre leather, but does not like Tuscan Leather, which I thought was weird. Does that count? It's kind of a comment, not a compliment. Whatever. Straight to Heaven, I've told stories. I've gotten a lot of compliments on Straight to Heaven. Kind of surprises me even. But compliment-wise, I can't think of anything very obscure compliment-wise. But again, I know a girl that is into fragrances, and she told me that she decided to marry her husband when he wore Straight to Heaven. She's like, when he wore that, I knew I had to marry him. So I didn't get that one, but she told me that, and I thought it was an interesting story. Calvin Klein Reveal used to be another dumb reach of mine. What can I say about Calvin Klein Reveal? A lot of what are you wearing so I can buy it myself kind of compliments. Even dudes, a lot of dudes have complimented me on Reveal as well. Love by Killian's Love. The best thing I could say about that is I can say for By Killian's Love that even though it might seem girly, and even though it might seem gourmandy or something, or not manly, girls have definitely told me they like it. Pure Tonka. I feel like strangely, I guess my comments on that one, I guess not like a super good compliment, but a girl had told me that she almost thought Pure Tonka was too strong, which is actually kind of a negative thing. I don't know why I wrote that down. This video is getting so long, I must have told myself I was going to do like negative things too. So I'm going to have to skip some of these because I also put Reflection Man there, and I've told before, the Reflection Man story I have is I've actually had people tell me that I smell like tortilla chips, which is weird because I've read that online and I've gotten that in real life. And I also got that comment. That girl came up to me and she told me, "You are way too sexy to be smelling like this. Wear something else. Wash it off right now." Ugh, man. I don't know. You know, you can't like everything. I like Reflection Man though, but pretty weird. I just being honest with you, I've gotten negative feedback on that one before. Grand Soir, I've had someone tell me that I smell like Dior Sauvage, and it was their favorite fragrance of all time. And they were just like, "Yeah, you smell like, is that my favorite fragrance of all time, Dior Sauvage?" I don't know why they said that, but hey, they must have liked it. Oh man, my throat was getting to me. Code Profumo, I don't have any crazy compliments about Code Profumo, but I can say that in terms of fragrances that I've gotten the most compliments in one day, Code Profumo and Allure Homme Sport Extreme. Actually, that might be the top three. Code Profumo, Allure Homme Sport Extreme, Aventus, and is that it? Code Profumo. What did I say? Code Profumo, Aventus, Allure Homme Sport Extreme, and Armani Code Profumo. I'm getting confused. I'm fucking scatterbrained. Those would be the fragrances that are the top compliments that I've ever gotten. The most compliments I've ever gotten in one day on a single wearing. House of Sillage #1. I've gotten a lot of compliments on that. Can't think of anything too interesting per se, but I've gotten a lot of compliments on that one. By the Fireplace, a lot of compliments. Can't think of anything crazy about that one. And you know what? Let's just end because this video is almost 20 minutes long. Maybe I'll make a part 2. Dolce and Fundo. The most interesting compliment I ever got for that is I had 2 girls were like following me around, and I finally turned around and I looked back and they're like, "Sorry, you just smell so good. We swear we're not following you, but you just smell so good. We can't help it. That's why we're so close to you right now." So pretty good compliment. Anyway, keeping my channel active fragrance-wise. Remember, if you like these videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share. If you want to support the channel, it helps. Again, I do like fragrances, but I just don't have the disposable income to, be trying everything all the time. And of course, I wish I had more stories. I think the most recent story, Jesus fucking Christ, how long was it ago? I had a girlfriend that she was visiting from New York, and she told me that her favorite fragrance was that Prada Luna Rosa Sport, and she almost hated almost everything else, but man, Prada Luna Rosa Sport, she loved that one. But yeah, I wish I had more stories, interesting stories to tell, because I know people love this kind of shit, but it is what it is. Anyway.